What's up, BTLs, our Beer Tunes listeners? This is the third episode of the Beer Tunes podcast. This one's going to be a bit more structured. We actually have segments, some sweet segment intros I just made. They're a little out there, so bear with me. But overall, this is definitely our best one we have yet. So enjoy us breaking down our top 5 live albums. Here we go.
Hey, Beer Tunes podcast listeners. This is Jasper, Peaches, and Al here, episode 3.
What's up, dudes?
This episode is, the main theme is going to be our favorite live albums. We each went ahead and picked 5 live albums and a couple honorable mentions. But I guess we might as well get this thing kicked off with, it is called Beer Tunes. Peaches kind of broke away from that a little bit because he likes to do that kind of thing.
Whatever, I do what I want.
But what are you drinking, Peach? We got to start out with what kind of booze we're drinking.
I have respect for beer.
I have respect for beer.
I went to the liquor store today, and I was going to buy Jack Daniels, and I accidentally bought Jim Beam Black Extra Aged Bourbon.
How do you accidentally buy Jim Beam?
Dude, they look the same. They look almost exactly the same. Come on.
What do you mean they look the same?
Dude, that's racist.
Okay. And I'm pouring in a little splash of Diet Coke with every
It better
drink.
be just a splash. That's not
Yeah.
good for you.
Oh, yeah, Diet Coke's not going to be. No, yeah, that's what I'm drinking all night. How about you, Al? What are
Oh.
you drinking?
Well, fellas, I am riding the big wave. I am polishing off a 12-pack that I bought yesterday, unfortunately.
Yeah?
That's outstanding.
Kona Brewing Company's Big Wave Golden
Ooh.
Ale.
Excellent choice.
I don't think I've ever had that.
It's positively addicting. It's been my main go-to since I first tasted it like 4 months ago.
Where'd you taste it at?
I don't know, probably JL Beers because where I go
Dangerous
for
question.
Oh, I see. I've only ever seen it at Buffalo Wild Wings.
dude, like everywhere has it now. It's crazy.
Swag. How about you, Jasper?
What's your
What the
dumbass drink?
So there's a story to what I'm drinking right now. You just sound like you were fapping right there.
Yeah, I was fapping.
No, so I'm drinking Fat Tire, and the quick story behind this is my boss was babysitting my motorcycle as I was moving, and he accidentally tipped it over and busted like part of the front end off.
Which one? Which motorcycle?
The Tiger.
No shit, really?
So, yeah, dude. Yeah. So it like tipped into 2 of his bikes, and the part that he grabbed is what broke. So yeah. Anyways, long story short, I was up at his place last couple nights and fixed it, and he bought me a 12-pack for my trouble. Paid for the part. So any of my coworkers listening, you know who my boss is. So
Only a 12-pack?
it's Fat Tire, dude. It's good. It's good beer. I mean,
Okay.
a 30 rack of hams would have been cooler, but you know he's English, so
Yeah,
likes the
fuck
heavier
him.
beer. Red coats.
Word. Well, that settles that. We're all drinking. We're all getting down.
Should we dive into our album of the week?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay.
But
So
wait, hold on. Unfortunately, Alex had some phone issues this week, so he won't be able to join in
Hey,
on the album of the
everyone-
week conversation.
Everybody knows I'm not good with homework.
Exactly.
well, there's that. Well, I don't know. Peaches and I just kind of brought up. We're trying to get the show to be more segment formed, and album of the week is a pretty damn good segment. So
Album of the week.
I picked AM by Arctic Monkeys from 2013, and my reasoning for picking, I guess how I got turned on to it was our mutual friend, the 3 podcasters here, Dylan Erickson. I noticed the sweet album cover. So, Peach, I don't know if we're gonna show this, but it's a really cool album cover, and I saw it at his place.
Yeah, it just looks like a sound wave, doesn't it? It's just all
Yeah,
black
yeah.
with like a white sound wave going across the album cover on the outside.
Yeah, and I was like, who the hell is that? And he said, it's Arctic Monkeys, and I think I YouTubed the album first, and then I was just absolutely hooked on it. I can't remember, like, I think the first track I ever heard was called Do I Want to Know, and that's number 1.
Yeah, that's the one everybody
And-
knows.
oh, yeah, it's the one everyone knows, and if you watch the video, it's pretty fucking trippy, and it has a lot to do with this album cover. It's really cool, so I suggest it to our listeners. But How would you describe their sound, Peach? It's like a punky
It's
Rolling
like-
Stones-ish.
It's like indie rock pop, I guess I would say.
There's so much bass. Like there's some sweet beats.
Yeah, I was gonna actually today. I was listening to it on my computer, and my computer has this shit sound system. So I downloaded like an external equalizer kind of nonsense for my computer.
Damn.
Yeah, and I set it up so that the bass would actually kick in, and it sounded amazing. Yeah, I definitely do like the deep sounds of it and the little the bass lines and all that shit.
So what's your favorite track you were telling me about?
Oh yeah, so it's actually kind of funny because my favorite track I listened to this album a while ago, and nothing
Yep.
really resonated with me. And since then, my musical tastes have changed, and I've started to like this stuff a lot more, like the Black
Isn't
Keys.
that funny how that happens?
Yeah, it happens all the time for me.
Like Black Keys for me too, dude.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste right away.
So I was listening to it today while I was working on my environmental law final. It's a paper I'm writing, and the only song that like
tell us more.
no. So the only
Let's talk about copyright law.
okay, Jesus Christ. No,
Go.
the first song that like jumped out at me was Arabella,
Yes.
and I started to read into it, and it's kind of cool when they play it live. Right before the guitar solo at the end, they play War Pigs by Black Sabbath,
No way.
and it gives the Alex Turner, the guitarist.
Yeah, I actually lied. Alex Turner is the lead singer, so disregard that.
He gives him some time to set up for the guitar solo because he's got to turn some different effects on.
Yeah, actually, he just has to go pick up his guitar because he's not usually holding one. So, again, disregard what I said.
So they play War Pigs, and they play War Pigs due to the similarities between the riffs of
No
the two
way.
songs. Yeah, and
Is
one
that
of
on YouTube?
them playing it live, I don't know. I haven't looked that up yet, but I read about it, and they were saying that of their influences, because their influences was like all over the map.
Oh
But,
yeah.
but they were saying that Black Sabbath was one of their influences for the whole album. And then I thought to myself, like, it's only fitting that this one song that I like the most on the album is influenced by Black Sabbath. I was like, no shit.
Yeah. Dude, that's
Hey.
badass.
You guys, I actually have something to contribute.
Yeah, what's up?
You know who does a sweet cover of War Pigs?
Jesus. Who, Alex?
Cake.
This sounds like my Glimmer Twins reference.
Yeah, it's
we have to have our own bits, dude.
Apparently, mine is to say it blows my mind and it's just amazing. When I listened to the second episode, that's all I fucking said the whole time.
That's all right.
But-
I think you're the only one who actually listened to the second episode.
Nah, there were some. There's like 19.
I just
Dude.
mean among hosts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that.
Well, I would definitely say if you're a fan of, because they list their little influences here online. If you're a fan of like psychedelic rock, blues rock, hard rock, like low key heavy
It's
metal, R&B,
phenomenal.
soul, hip hop, like any of that shit, you can get into this album.
Are you
My-
telling me to listen to this album?
Yes, I am. It's really good.
My favorite track is Mad Sounds.
Okay.
That's just a sweet deep jam.
Is
Chicks
that-
dig it. That's the first one on side 2.
Yep.
And I highly recommend it on vinyl. It's a phenomenal purchase. The bass really pops on vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so besides that song, Do I Want to Know?
That
Right
one's
into
a
Are
good
You
one.
Mine? Dude, that's sweet. It's a sweet transition.
They're all great. I'd have to say
Yeah.
my favorites are Arabella, I Want It All, and Why Do You Only Call Me When You're High?
Yes. Oh, that's a shredder. Fucking right.
Yeah, and it's definitely like it's like got a blues bass like beat to everything that they do for the most part. But it has
Right.
some really cool guitar parts. They do a lot of really cool, interesting stuff. A lot of like synth kind of stuff. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely suggest checking it out. I didn't know that they were British or English or
Oh,
whatever.
so my English boss who busted my fucking bike is from Sheffield, England, and that's where our Arctic Monkeys are from. And he told me that they call people from Sheffield monkeys. So
Oh,
that's why
that makes
they're called
sense.
Arctic Monkeys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it like
some culture there for our listeners.
is it like a snowy spot or like a cold spot?
It's the northern part of England, so yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just good old fashioned racism.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's great. Hey, so let's transition into our third segment.
Shit. What the fuck is that?
It's what we've been listening to, Jack Black. Calm down.
What we're all listening to. Just we'll go do a quick around the table here what we're all listening to at the moment.
Yeah, why don't you start us off, Al?
Oh, don't mind if I do. You guys, I don't know if you're familiar with a little band called Trampled by Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, I know where you're going
Well,
with this.
The front man Dave Simonet put that shit on hold when he got a divorce, and he moved into a cabin in the woods in western Minnesota and
Same.
wrote easily the best album I've heard released in the last 2-3 years.
So they have one out, right?
He has 2
With Dead Man Winter.
under, yes,
No shit.
which is it's just him, but he plays under the name Dead Man Winter, which is weird.
That's badass.
Yeah, I know. But the new album is called Furnace, and it's probably the saddest record. Like, Jasper, you'll appreciate this. It's sadder than Rainy Day Music by the Jayhawks.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, am I gonna need
And
a
it's
bottle of Jack and a
beautiful.
handgun?
Like-
You can always drink Jim Beam Black.
Oh, there's that. I just
Like, I think this dude had a bottle of Jack and a handgun when he wrote these songs.
Jesus.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, we should
But
have
it's
Dave
so
on sometime.
great.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Yeah, okay, we'll just get Dave Simonet on the show. That'll
I'm
be
sure.
easy.
I'm sure he's got
You know,
a
I know
Google
his
account.
girlfriend, right?
Really?
I know his girlfriend.
What's
yeah,
his- who's
she's
his-
good. She's good friends with Sarah.
What's his
Yeah,
girlfriend?
My
well, you
god
guys-
sister. Her name. I don't know. Should we drop it?
I mean, I don't know. I guess
she
not.
ain't fucking.
Well, you can't just bring it up. All right, whatever. Anyway, you guys, I don't mean to brag, Jasper. That's cute and all, but Dave Simonet liked one of my tweets the other day.
What? Oh, they're.
So, granted, it was directed at him.
Oh, guess what?
Huh.
Guess what? So all
What?
that ESPN layoff shit was going on today, and I had tweeted.
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, it's a shame they got rid of Danny Cannell, right? Because I actually like that dude." And Ian Rappaport liked my tweet. He's the only person.
Nice.
The only person that liked it was Ian Rappaport. And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty sweet."
The only one in the whole world.
Literally, the only like I got on it was Ian Rappaport. And I was like,
He's the famous newsbreaker himself.
"Hell
That's
yeah!"
outstanding. He's HOF news guy.
What?
You
What?
guys, how much do you hate Twitter, but how much do you love Twitter?
Twitter's the
Oh.
best. Twitter's my fucking favorite.
It's the best and so terrible.
Hey,
I sit on
our
it all
listeners
day.
can follow us on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
Bruce?
at Beer Tunes Pod. What up?
Oh, it's about time we mentioned that.
Yeah.
I
That.
feel like I use our Twitter
Instagram.
account more than anything else, but
We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're all over the place. Except
YouTube,
not on Facebook.
SoundCloud.
Mom's on Facebook.
Yeah, SoundCloud's or Facebook's for shit people.
yeah, it is. It's diseased.
What else you been listening to, Al? Anything else? Just Dead Man Winter or what?
I mean, honestly, well, I've been listening to all kinds of shit, but most of what I've been listening to lately is going to be in my list, so I'll save that.
Oh, all right,
Excellent.
all right.
But I will say, and I'm embarrassed, I didn't do the research. I don't even know the name of the song, but Royal Blood has a new single out that's just a shredder and a
Oh,
half.
okay. I don't think I've ever listened to Royal Blood.
I've never even
Dude,
heard of them.
check it. They're a 2-man band,
Ooh, I like two-man bands.
and they play some heavy shit, but not like heavy, like death metal, like shit Peaches likes.
Okay.
It's like
shots
poppy
fired.
and- It's like poppy and good, but it's also fucking heavy. It's super cool.
It's deep or like heavy, like deep emotionally, or like heavy, like the music.
No,
Led
like heavy,
Zeppelin.
like fucking shredding guitars and dope bass lines and shit.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely check it out then.
Peach, what do you listen
Yeah,
to?
it's pretty crazy.
Well, I went out for Record Store Day and bought a bunch of fucking albums and spent way too much money.
Right.
And
Who didn't?
Story of our lives.
one of my favorites that I really never gave any interest in right away when they released it is Low Country by The Sword.
Oh,
It's their acoustic version of their recent album, High Country. And I bought it, and the record is all blue. It's like sky blue and all this cool shit. And I definitely recommend that. If you're like a fan of country music, if you're a fan of rock music, if you're a fan of almost any type of like acoustic jamming, it's a really, really good album to listen to. That, and I've been listening to Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi. Been listening to that like on
Classic.
repeat.
When we get into our rap episode, that will be included probably by all three of us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I imagine.
And Swayze's first album, definitely for sure.
Can we get off
Swayze's
that
first record, in combination with a white Jeep and being like 17, is the perfect storm of
and
getting
a
chicks.
fresh pack of Marbreds.
Duh, Cowboy Killers. Life will go on forever no matter
the
what.
Jake Kleinian special.
Yeah. So okay, and then the last thing I want to throw out there, I've been listening to this Arctic Monkeys album now, and then Avenged Sevenfold. Been going through their whole catalog lately, and I fucking love those dudes.
Excellent.
So
I gotta
shout out.
listen to City of Evil again.
That's what I was
Goddamn.
listening to today after I put that equalizer on my computer. I went back and re-listened to it. It sounds so much better.
I gotta get that on vinyl actually too.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
it'll translate. But,
I both love Avenged Sevenfold and really only love one of their songs.
Which
Bad
one?
Country.
Duh.
Oh,
Yeah, you know why, Al?
Shout out.
Shout out to Hunter S.
Hunter
Thompson. Crazy dead bastard.
Yeah, that guy liked guns, and so do I. I guess yeah. So what I've been listening to recently, and I was texting Peaches nonstop about this yesterday. So I don't know if Alex is a huge Metallica fan, I guess, but Peaches and I are big
I
Metallica
dabble.
fans, and they're heavily influenced by Thin Lizzy, and everyone knows Thin Lizzy for "The Boys Are Back in Town," and and Jailbreak, which is a
Yeah.
lesser hit of theirs.
Oh, real quick aside. I hate that song Jailbreak. I love that song. It's a total shredder and all. But when they say tonight there's going to be a jailbreak somewhere in the town, that's the dumbest song lyric of all time.
Well, I think it's pretty neat.
Why is that dumb? Towns have jails.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere in the town, if there's going to be a jailbreak,
There might
it's
be
gonna
more
be
than
at
one. It
the
might be-
jail.
See,
It might be Newtown.
I don't I don't think I think
Just
it
kidding,
means
they have
I
one
think
jail.
jailbreak may not be like a literal jailbreak.
I only take lyrics literally.
I feel like there's a connotation to it.
No, I'm a very literal person.
I mean,
Anyways.
I don't know. I feel like
You might say I'm literally on the spectrum.
a jailbreak's like we're getting out, we're gonna do something crazy. Like we don't know where it's going on, we don't know where it's gonna happen, but you better not be
Well,
around.
whatever. Every time I hear that song, that bugs the hell out of me.
See, me and the boys, we mean business, and we're busting out dead or alive.
you just want
Oh.
to sing it?
No,
So I don't have it on my iPod or anything or on my computer, but I bought the vinyl when I was in Bismarck with Jake last time,
yeah.
and I saw it. I was like, "Holy shit!" And just cover to cover, that album is fucking unbelievable. My life has changed. The guitar harmonies are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Thin Lizzy shreds.
That's
oh my
where
God, my
that's where Metallica gets their influence for
Yes.
the harmonies
Oh,
that they all play.
dude,
That's what
their
James Hetfield
harmonies Are
says.
spitting image of
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy's. It's genius.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Song, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, there's two solos in that song.
Well, guess
Like,
what?
I chub up pretty hard during that thing.
When we get to the live albums, they may or may not be included in something I may have to talk about. And they may or may not be. It's a highly a high
way.
critical acclaim album. Yeah.
No shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah, man. So that's that.
Well,
That's what we've
yeah.
been listening
So
to.
listen to all three of those albums we just discussed, listeners. You won't go wrong. Well, let's get into the old meat and potatoes of what this podcast is going to be about.
Beer Tunes Top 5 Live Albums.
Our favorite live albums.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, all three of us are gonna list our top 5 in order, 1 through 5.
Oh, I didn't rank mine. I couldn't choose.
Oh, you better start fucking ranking them now, because that's the
All
whole
right.
point of this.
Yes, mask.
So what
Okay.
we're gonna do is we're gonna each say our 3 top 5, 1 through 5, and then we're gonna try and come up with a definitive list of the Beer Tunes top 5 live albums. So we'll go through. We'll each say our shit for our top 5, and then we'll rank out of those. Hopefully, some overlap happens. Hopefully, we just have just 15 random.
I know
live
there's
albums.
one overlap.
But I'll say ours, and we'll start breaking it down. What we're gonna put for the definitive Beer Tunes top 5, and I think it's gonna go well. I think it's gonna go well.
We're elite musical minds. Of course, it's going to go well, and our listeners are going to be better human beings for listening to this podcast.
Yeah. So since Al's still got to rank his real quick, Jasper, now
I'm done.
Oh, okay, that was super fast.
Jeez.
I'm a very efficient man. I'm part German.
Well,
Same.
Well, in that case, do you want to go first?
Why not?
Start with number 5.
All right. Number 5. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to tell you what it is, but I do not want to talk about it.
Oh, I know what it is. Can I guess?
I'm serious. No.
Can I please
No, you
guess?
cannot.
Can I please guess?
No, you'll wreck it.
All right, fine.
Stop it. I don't want to talk about it. I want no follow-up questions. I'll get into it at a later date when I am more of a mature human being.
I intentionally left this out of my top 5. Actually, I intentionally left out of my honorable mentions because
I
of this.
appreciate that.
I appreciate.
All right. number 5, and I cannot stress enough, I do not want to talk about it, and I don't want you guys to talk about
So
it. I
it's-
want the next person to go.
So it's probably not making it into our definitive list.
No, God, no. I don't want to be remembered for this record,
All right.
but it is great. Number 5, Cheap Trick at Budokan.
Yes, I knew it.
Oh,
Shut up.
I've never
I said we
listened
weren't
to
going to talk about it. You guys are terrible at this.
they have some shredders on that one though. Okay, sorry. Go to number.
And
4,
it's like
asshole.
it's like 33 songs, isn't it? It's like a shitload of songs
Is
on
it
there.
really?
Anyway, what's your number 4?
Oh, geez, we'll go through the whole thing. I thought we were going to alternate.
Nope. All
No.
five of yours right away.
All right, fine. Number 4, Clapton Unplugged.
Yep.
Boom.
Saw that one
Excellent
coming.
choice.
Because not only is the song Tears in Heaven
Layla.
incredibly moving,
Layla. Though.
it's also got my favorite version of Layla, better than the Derek and the Dominoes.
Oh, that is.
The way he played it for that show was the way that song was written to be played.
Sad.
Maybe.
And he also covers. Well, actually, I don't know if it's technically a cover of him because I don't know if he wrote it. But he does a song that one of my favorites of all time does. Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out.
Oh,
which,
okay.
of course, was a smash hit for Sam Cooke. Because Sam Cooke is Mr. fucking Soul.
Is
Sam wrote most of his music, so I would.
He wrote most of it, but definitely not all of it.
No, but you would be safe to maybe speculate.
all right. So give us
that
give us
he
your
wrote that.
give us your 3, 2, 1.
All right, well, I'm going to go in depth on 2.
Oh, all right. Well, just list them now, and then we'll go into depth when we start trying to come up with our top 5, like
All
our
right, fine.
definitive top
Okay.
5.
All right, number 3, the Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
Ah,
Blink-182.
that's another one that I was playing with. But it didn't make mine.
For the rest of my life, I will always know every word to that entire CD, including the banter between songs.
Which is amazing.
This is the best part. All right. Number 2, Sam Cooke at the Copa.
I was gonna ask you. I was
Ooh.
gonna say when you said Sam Cooke earlier, I was like, that probably made it in.
Al, I need to dabble. That's
I know you
impressive
do.
list you got here.
They don't call him Mr. Soul because he sucks.
Oh well, there's that.
All right,
Alright,
number
number
one. Number one.
Number 1, a record I just bought at the Fabulous Orange Records on Record Store Day here in Fargo, North Dakota. An album I've always wanted. An album that the CD was purchased for me by my grandmother for
I
like
know what this
$2
is.
at a flea market when I was a little kid.
Oh,
Nirvana Unplugged in
Yep.
New York. The greatest
Definitely.
live album of all time.
Debatable.
I've got
But
some.
excellent
I've
choice
got some
nonetheless.
interesting stuff to say about that. I got some interesting stuff.
Who doesn't?
All right, you want me to?
Jasper, fuck you.
You want me to list mine? Should I list mine?
I would love
Yep.
you to list yours.
All right, let me pull them up
Let's
quick.
Peach.
list them hard.
Before you get going, I just popped open our Twitter feed and we follow albums you must hear, and it's a Thin Lizzy live album, and I think it's the one that you're gonna be
Is it
discussing.
live and dangerous?
It is live and dangerous.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
hey Al, before you move on, what's your one honorable mention?
I don't remember.
Oh, swag.
Oh wait, yeah, I do. I had one, but it was before we decided to do that other segment about what we're listening to. It was gonna be Dead Man Winter.
Oh, okay.
Is
okay.
that live?
No.
Oh.
Oh, it's supposed to be live albums.
Yeah, I know. I got all my fucking albums were live. I thought you were talking about honorable mention. That's extraneous.
Honorable mention means honorable mention live album.
Oh, I don't know. I might have had one of them too. I don't remember.
All right, Peach.
So I had a list of 14 live albums that I had to parse through to come up with 5. And I have 4 honorable mentions
Oh,
because
shit.
it was super close for a lot of these. And
I remember my honorable mention.
what is it?
It was Exit Stage Left, Rush,
Oh, that's a
Whoa,
really, really
nice.
good one.
Nice.
which I also own on vinyl.
Excellent.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, go on. I just remember that.
All right, I'll run through mine somewhat quick. Okay, my number 5 is Nirvana Unplugged.
Okay.
That's my number 5. Like I said, we all know that one's a great fucking album. And there's a bunch of backstory behind it, which is amazing too. My number 4 is Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison.
Oh God, I forgot all about that one.
Okay,
Fucking A.
number 3, and this one's considered by a
God
lot of
damn
people
it.
the number 1 live album of all time. And it is The Who Live at Leeds,
Nice.
Mm.
which is an amazing, amazing one. It's really good. I suggest listening to it no matter what. Number 2 is Jimi Hendrix Plays Monterey. And that is
Wow.
the performance where he plays his red Strat 1963 Stratocaster, and he lights it on fire at the end.
Yep.
And
they're
smashed
just
it to
sitting there
pieces.
dancing around like a bunch of fucking
Yes,
morons.
that one is that record is amazing. I can't believe the sound quality, the musicianship, the whole energy of the whole performance is so unique. It's so great. And my number one is Led Zeppelin, "How the West Was Won."
Oh,
Nice.
phenomenal choice.
"How the West Was Won," and it is.
God, yeah.
I was gonna go with "The Song Remains the Same," but Jimmy Page said, like a bunch of the guys from the band were saying that was a lackluster performance that they had, and they were kind of disappointed putting it out. They were kind of like, "Oh, it's good, but it's not our best." So then they went back and listened to a bunch of other shit that they'd put out live from other performances, and they found a bunch of other stuff, and it's basically the same set list, but they put together "How the West Was Won." They released it later, and it's much better. So that's
Nice.
my
Peach,
what's up?
have you ever seen the fucking movie The Song Remains the Same?
It is wild.
Yeah, I
It's like a
watched.
cheap
Robert Plant and
knockoff
that
of The
horse.
Wall.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
is.
fucking kidding me?
I watched that shit at
Straight
Jasper's
rip-off.
place.
Yeah, dude, that's right. I forgot about that. We were fucking shit faced.
All right, let me roll through
Dude, I
my
have some weird stories about the first time I saw that will never be told.
word.
What are your honorable mentions?
All right, I got 4 of them. I'll run through them super quick because it was super hard. These are all I wanted to put in my top 5, but I just couldn't.
It's difficult, dude.
So Thin Lizzy, "Live and Dangerous" was one of them.
Nice.
I was gonna throw in there, but overall, it's a really great album. But I don't know, it just wasn't as good as the other ones. Queen, "Live at Wembley."
I've heard good things about that one.
That was good, but it's so fucking long. It's just too long of a set list. It's just you can't you don't listen to the whole thing. You have to skip around.
Okay.
Metallica, "Live Shit, Binge and Purge," Mexico City. That was gonna be
Nice.
one, but then the reason I didn't put it in is because their version of Master of Puppets on that album is shortened. They don't play the whole thing and they barely sing it.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like I can't throw a live album of Metallica in there where they barely play Master of Puppets. And my last one was "Kiss Alive," and the reason I didn't put "Kiss Alive" in is because it's more about the live show when you see Kiss,
Right, when
not
it's
when you
Kiss,
listen to
yep.
them. And
Exactly.
I was disappointed because I went and researched it, looked it up, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, they overdubbed a lot of that post."
Oh God.
So it kind of
Yep.
bummed me out because I was like, "Oh, damn," because I really, really, really love "Kiss Alive" because it's got all the best hits on it. But overall, I was like, I can't throw that in there if they went back and overdubbed
That's
everything.
probably why it's not called Kiss Live. They're like, we're not lying.
Well, it's what the hell's the band? I forget what it's Slade or Slide, one of the two. I think it's Slade.
Slade. They're
They-
awesome.
They copied because it's Slade Alive was a live album, so that's what they
Yep.
were inspired by. So they did Kiss Alive, but I
I
guess
think it's just because they didn't want to do it actually live.
well, I guess they just like they went back and did a bunch of post production, editing of it. And it's like, well, if it's not just them playing live, I'm not gonna throw it in. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my top 5.
Before I list mine, we should put a tweet out for each of us on the Beer Tunes Pod Twitter account for all of these listed.
Yeah, I will. I'll do it.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. By the way, you guys, I would still like the login credentials for that.
I
don't know
t-
why
I told
guys
you.
can't trust me.
I told you already.
We'll discuss it after the podcast so people don't get on our shit.
Yeah.
And start-
Just because I sometimes lash out on Twitter and say some depressing shit.
Oh yeah, I'm king of that.
Oh God.
Aren't we all?
And another thing is, before I get into mine, these are like we have covered quite the span of live albums. We'll just put that. And
Yeah.
honestly, there weren't many overlaps here, and I'm a huge fan of that because I think the world needs to
Well, it's
get more
gonna
experience.
it's gonna make it fun trying to figure out what our definitive top 5 is as a
Exactly.
group. So that'll be
It's gonna
great.
be a battle royale. Okay,
Mhm.
so we'll start with my number 5. My number 5 is "Get Your Yayas Out" from
That's-
1970, the Rolling Stones live.
That's
I
5.
just listened to it today. Yep,
That's 5 for you.
Yeah, it's 5. It's 5.
Surprising.
It's a great album. Obviously, my boys, the Glimmer Twins. That's the third fucking reference. And I don't know. It's really good. The track listing is good. It's just not as long as it's the Stones. I mean, I'd like to listen to them all live, and I've seen them live myself. So there's that. Number 4 is the Guess Who live at the Paramount,
Oh.
and that is a phenomenal album. 1972 was when that one's from. My third pick is Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young, which is probably my favorite Neil Young album.
Hold on a second. You're doing that one over the. Doesn't he do one? Isn't it Crazy Horse or whatever?
Yeah, yep, Crazy Horses with him.
No, but isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't the one live album that
Jasper,
he's
just wait
known
until he
for?
releases the-
No,
Hold on.
no, he's got live at Massey Hall.
Hold on.
Well, Jasper, just wait till he releases that live Standing Rock protest album. That'll be my favorite.
Yeah, that was gonna be great.
See, okay, so side note, I was just at Jackson Brown with my mother up in Winnipeg,
Lucky.
and he puts on a phenomenal show. It was unbelievable. The venue was the Burton Cummings Auditorium, who Burton Cummings is the lead singer of the Guess Who. And it was it's like the Fargo Theater times 2 or 3. It's really old school. People were shouting up songs, and Jackson Brown would just be like, he turned to this husband and wife guitar and violin combo, and they'd just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we know that one. They just play it. It was phenomenal.
Jackson
But
Brown kicks ass.
he does, but he and Neil
Unfortunately,
Young could
sometimes
fucking
literally female ass, which is not cool.
right. And he's also a flaming fucking liberal like
Jeez.
Neil Young. So
Yeah, there's that.
I think the one the one Neil Young record that I kept seeing popping up when I was doing a bunch of looking up, reading shit online about all these live albums was it's called Weld. Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Yep.
Weld.
Yep.
I think
I've heard
that's
that
the one
one
I kept
too.
seeing. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just lying.
He has it was like 72 before Harvest album came out with Old Man and Heart of Gold on
Nah,
it. That's-
you're right though. It is the Rust Never Sleeps.
yeah, Rust Never Sleeps.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. That was
it's
your number
phenomenal.
3. That was your 3.
Yep, that's number 3. Number 2 is a very obscure album, and it's probably my favorite country album. It's called Viva Terra Lingua by Jerry Jeff Walker. And I won't do a deep dive on that right now because I could go forever on that album. But I remember I told Peaches about it. It's from 1973. It's a live album that was recorded in Lukenbach, Texas, in a tiny dance hall with maybe 40 or 50 people present. And it was Jerry Jeff and his buddies. And he called them the Great Gonzo Band. And they recorded it. And it's music immortality, especially country immortality. And my number 1 favorite choice is Bob Dylan and the band Before the Flood.
This is gonna be so fucking hard to figure out our definitive top 5.
Dude, we're all over the fucking board. But Bob Dylan and the band, I love it obviously because I love them both. But it's really cool. They're awesome versions of all the tracks. It's pretty much greatest hits of both of them combined live, and it was mixed really well. It sounded awesome. I love it.
Is
And it's long enough. It's a double LP. So
is this version of Let Me Hold You Little Man on there?
it is not.
Oh, that's too bad.
And any of our listeners,
Midget
that get
Man,
that
Midget
reference,
Man.
you get a beer from me. So,
What
Okay.
do you parents think of my music, Mr. Time Magazine?
funny thing you brought up about the overdubbing on live albums. So there's an album by the Stones called Love You Live, and the track listing, if you would look at it, is phenomenal. It's got Tumbling Dice, my favorite song ever, on it, and a bunch of other songs. But when you listen to it, you can clearly tell that there was some editing involved, and it just was not as good. So that's why that didn't make the list. And my 2, I guess I have 3 honorable mentions now that Peaches brought up Johnny Cash live at Folsom. That's one of them. That's hard. Like, that's a phenomenal album. Let's see. Nirvana Unplugged is my other one. And another obscure album reference, which is All Brass Shields. We were talking about this earlier. Duke Ellington live at Newport.
Oh yeah.
You bet.
Yeah, that's a really good
Absolute
one.
Shredder of an album.
I love Duke Ellington and I love Newports.
It features Jeeps Blues, which is on American Hustle, and that was my first time I got turned on to Duke Ellington, and I fucking love that song.
Hold up. Is Take the A Train on there?
Yep, Take the A Train's on here too.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ba-ba-doo.
But that, and for our listeners too, the soundtrack for American Hustle is second to
Very
none.
good.
It features the
Good stuff.
Dan, a more deep cut of the Dan, I guess.
What song is that?
Dirty Work.
Oh, swag. That's not really
Yeah.
a deep.
It's not that deep.
Well,
It's not that
It
deep, bitch.
oh, fuck off.
Think you
Hey,
go deep?
It's a
You
good
don't go-
song.
Speaking of soundtracks,
I go deep with the Dan. You don't go deep with the Dan.
Dude, speaking of
You and
soundtracks,
Jake go deep on each other.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes.
I bought Pineapple Express soundtrack over Record
Oh,
Store
dude,
Day.
it was on vinyl. I saw
Yeah.
it at Best Buy the other day.
Yeah.
What's on that?
Oh, a bunch of bullshit. It's got some shit by Huey Lewis and the News. It's the Pineapple Express song that they recorded for it.
Dude,
And then
I love Huey Lewis in the News.
it's got Bone Thugs and Harmony, Public Enemy. It's got Electric Avenues on there. What's the other one? There's another one by it's Dr. Green Thumb by Cypress Hill. It's a bunch of
Oh
stupid
my god, dude, that's
bullshit songs, but
on vinyl.
I spent like almost $40 on it. It was a mistake. I don't know why I bought
Damn,
it, but
dude, were
you know,
hammered?
Oh, I spent way too much money on records.
I spent like $320 on Record Store Day.
Whoa, that beats any of my totals.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I was fucking stupid. I just kept whatever throwing the card
Holy
down.
Fuck.
Plastic.
I was 100%.
Oh my
I
god.
wasn't 100% sure I could afford that lunch we got after we got done shopping.
Dude,
for
I
it.
couldn't. I spent another $40 on fucking B-dubs right after that. Yeah, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. The whole weekend was a mistake. I almost spent my rent in fucking money this
Oh.
past weekend. So
Slow clap.
I regret nothing and everything.
As our millennial listeners say, YOLO.
Jesus.
How should we?
Shut the hell
so
up.
how the fuck should we fucking?
Well, here I'll
All right, I have an idea. I have a suggestion.
What's up?
Just to narrow this down a little bit so we don't spend 3 hours talking about this bullshit. Why don't we all choose 3 of our albums to debate for the definitive?
No, we're doing top 5.
We're doing all, yeah, I know, but we choose 3 of ours to talk about so we don't talk about fucking all of ours.
No, we'll just start rolling with it.
All right, motherfucker, you got it.
Well, I got one to start. I mean, the one we got to put.
Peaches, I thought we agreed to keep these little quarrels off air.
No, fuck
You're
you.
embarrassing me in front of our guests.
Lovers cross.
No, here, Al, I got an idea. Because what we'll do is we'll just start saying, all right, what's on the list? Like, what's in the top 5 at least? And then once we narrow it down to just 5, then we'll rank those 5.
All right, fine, go.
So Nirvana Unplugged is in there.
Duh, we all had it. That's number
Yeah,
one. of the
it's
poll.
probably gotta
We
be in
all
there.
know
So I'm down with putting that at number 5, at least, just to start.
Yep.
that. It has to be okay, whatever.
Because I may think, I actually probably think it is higher than number 5, but just
I
to
mean,
start.
I feel like it's the only record in the whole world that we all had that's pretty obvious number 1.
I don't know about pretty obvious.
No.
That's a Hall of Famer with a unanimous
Really good.
ballot.
It's really good, though.
All right, whatever. Let's go.
Well, okay, fuck it. We won't put it in at 5, but it's within the top 5. We'll all agree
Yeah,
on that?
right. Yep.
Fair.
Yep.
All right, so we got one. Let's start parsing this out now. Let's see what
We
else.
should fucking write that down just so we don't
Let's
forget
take
it. When we...
turns. Jasper, go ahead and talk about an album.
Okay. We'll do Rust Never Sleeps.
All right, let's do it.
I'm just gonna pick that one.
Putting
out
it,
of
you're
the, out of
throwing
the
it in.
hat
You're
here.
throwing it in the top 5, though.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna go ahead and just. I don't know.
Well, have you listened to it?
Yeah, I've listened to it.
Okay. Shields, have you ever listened to that one?
Never even heard of it. Not a huge Neil Young guy.
Okay. Well,
See, I've listened
okay.
to it, and I'm not a big Neil Young guy, and I'm.
I
It's
just-
good.
I thought-
It's good, but I
I thought
can't.
I'm a
so
bigger
cool.
fan of Jimmy Fallon's impression of Neil Young than I
oh,
am
dude,
Neil Young.
genius.
That shit when
But-
they do it together is really actually. It's really good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah.
What I thought was cool about this album was the whole first half is acoustic and the whole second half is electric.
That's
and
pretty
Neil Young,
sweet.
as we all know, is very anal about his sound, so he was able to dub out the crowd a lot. Like you can hardly hear the crowd at all.
That's
So that's pretty cool. But you know what? I'm gonna fucking yank that cocksucker out of there. And
well, okay. We'll put it in the maybes. Let's put it in the
Okay.
maybe.
okay, we'll put it in the maybes. But for sure, I want Viva Terlingua in there because I think anybody that listens to that could dig it.
I think Nirvana's better than that, though.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying top 5. We can put this at 5. Nirvana can go ahead of that for sure.
All right.
We'll think.
Yeah.
We'll consider it. We'll decide at the end.
Fuck you guys.
Okay. Well, I'll make a. Okay, because I was gonna put Blink-182's album in there,
Oh, that's a good one too.
but I don't know about top 5.
Right.
Like it's a.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll admit I'm pretty sentimental about that
Dude,
record.
so,
Right.
so was I. It was
And
the.
so are we.
That's-
We're
that's
both
such
we're
a
all
huge
three
part of my
sentimental about
childhood.
Blink.
It was the very first one I listed when I was coming up with my live albums list to parse through.
Yeah.
It was the first one I listed.
I can't be super objective about it. 'Cause It just hits me right in the old kidness.
Well, that one fine. That one's that's then the honorable mention, our honorable mention for the top 5 definitive list. That's number
would
1
say
honorable mention.
I would say that's fair.
Okay. Yep. I agree.
These
Hey,
negotiations are going smoothly,
That
gentlemen.
yeah, see,
They
it's
are.
not gonna take that long. Okay, so we got one for sure. One for sure.
Yep.
With-
one for sure, one honorable mention, 2 maybes that both came from me because I'm obscure as fuck.
Yeah, you were pretty obscure.
Yeah, I was.
What was I gonna say?
I love
but
deep cuts, dude.
Nirvana's Unplugged is definitely in there.
Yep.
It has to be.
For sure.
Did you know? Okay, so when Cobain was talking to the producer for this, he was talking about how he wanted the shit set up for the stage, and he was like, "Yeah, I want a bunch of like weird purple flowers and like all these candles and everything like black and dark."
Of course he did.
And the guy looks at him and goes, "You want this like a funeral?" And Kurt looks at him and goes, "Exactly, like a funeral."
That is haunting.
And then he killed himself like a couple months later.
Yeah.
See, I could go on a rant about this, and I'll
Please don't.
pull the reins back, but I hate fan worship, especially Kurt Cobain and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh well, it's nothing about fan worship. The album's just great.
I know, but you see so many stupid fucking quotes all over the place. Ugh,
Oh yeah, well,
Kurt Cobain said that. It's like, shut the fuck
He's a
up. The guy
third-
blew his
third-
head off
he's
with
a-
a shotgun.
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah, but
13-year-old.
that's just people being douchebags. Like, you can't blame Kurt Cobain for that.
No, you can't. I guess.
Did you? Okay, but
Great
that
album nonetheless.
yeah that when they sang "Where Did You Sleep Last Night," the last one on that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
When
the
he-
Lead Belly song.
When he gets into the last little like verse thing where he's like, "My girl, my guy," he starts screaming. His voice cracks, and the whole band stops because they
No.
thought the song was done. Because the whole time Kurt had been all pissed off about everything. So when he got,
Of course
when
he
he's-
was.
so the whole band stops, and they're all like, "Oh shit, the song's over, whatever, it's fucked." And then Kurt just kept singing it and playing by himself towards the end. And that's one of the coolest parts about the album is because the
That's
whole
like my
band,
favorite part of the whole thing.
yeah, because he's like, "Oh shit, they're just done," and he's like, "Oh no, I'm just like really strong, or I'm having withdrawals from my heroin addiction."
Wouldn't you kill yourself if you were married to Courtney Love, though?
Nah, dude.
No, dude, she killed him.
From the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
Genius.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, let's.
Okay.
Al.
What?
Which one would you suggest out of all the 15 we listed?
Oh god, I have to pick one. All right. First thing I need to talk about, since we've already talked about Nirvana and Blink-182, I guess the only thing I really have left is Sam Cooke live at the Copacabana in 1964.
That one's a really good one.
That should go in just on principle. I haven't listened to it yet, but I know I'd agree. So.
Jasper, I know I'm going to talk you into this easily. Peach, this applies mostly to Jasper, I'm guessing, but you might be intrigued as well. Opens up, first song. What do you think it is, Jasper?
Well,
It's a classic. It's not even a Cook song. The best
Bring It On.
things in
Oh,
life
bring-
are free.
oh man.
2 tracks
deep
later, he
cut.
goes with Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out.
Okay.
And you know what follows that up immediately?
What's that?
Frankie and Johnny.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
And it's better than the studio. Like, that's the thing about this record is like, this is 1964. Sam Cooke was in his prime. Like, he
Yep.
sounded his absolute
Before he got
best.
shot. Yep.
Yeah.
Does he do Bring It On Home on there?
No, although funny you mention that, another honorable mention is he has one other live album that was released posthumously when he's a little bit older, and he's like, his voice isn't quite the same because he's old and shit.
Really?
But
He
it's
only-
like
he was only 35
but it's
when he died.
basically a greatest hits live record though. It's great.
Sweet.
He plays fucking Cupid. He plays all
Oh, God.
just
yeah.
everything. And he has the crowd sing along. It's a fun record, but it's not as good technically, like vocally, as this one.
That's sweet.
All right. So and then after Frankie and Johnny goes into a medley of Try a Little Tenderness of Bull Durham fame. And then parentheses, I love you for sentimental reasons.
Yep. Banger.
And he finishes the medley off with You Send Me.
Oh my God, I love You Send Me. I love that song. You play that for a woman, and if you can't get her to drop her pants.
A
All right. I have 2 more to mention off
Hold
this
up.
phenomenal record.
hold
There's a
up,
million I can talk
hold
about.
up. Let me interject. If you play that
do you
song
want?
for me, I'll drop my pants.
Duh, who wouldn't?
Even better, that Dupa though.
I don't even think you have to drop them. I think they just fall off. To
They
those
do.
specific tones.
Actually, I'm
Those
not-
sultry
Fucking-
tones.
I'm usually not wearing pants, so there's that.
All right. There's on side 2. There's a bunch of bangers, but there's 2 specifically. Twisting the Night Away, a 5-minute version of it.
Shredder. No way. 5 minutes?
Yeah, and it kicks ass because he
my
was playing. Because he was the Copa band was playing with him, and they were a big fucking deal back in the day. Like
Yes, they were.
those are some of the best musicians in the country. And then the second to last song on the whole record, Jasper,
Yep.
"Blowing in the Wind," Bob Dylan.
What?
Yeah, and it's
Mine?
I prefer it to
Wow.
Dylan's version.
That's pretty extreme.
While Sam Cooke they don't call him Mr. Soul for nothing. Okay,
Mr. Soul.
Oh, there's that.
he's one of the greatest vocalists of all time.
Wow.
All right, so I got a suggestion.
That's a mic drop moment right there. What's your suggestion, Peach?
I still think Nirvana's Unplugged is better than that one,
Okay.
but I think that one makes it into the list.
Yep, I agree.
I
So-
mean, it's a pretty substantial record.
Yep, and it's got a lot of influences by outside sources that are also elite too. So I would agree with that.
But Jasper, you should check out his other live album because, like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
check them both
he's
out.
a little older. It's a little more gruff. The vocals are, but he plays all his hits.
Is he
I
as
know.
bad as when Bob Dylan sang at the Grammys in like 2012?
Oh God, Louis Armstrong.
Nothing has ever been that bad.
That was so fucking.
that was
diseased.
horrid.
Before we move on to
The
another album
Grammys
pick-
can always be counted on for a terrible musical performance.
Right.
Like this
I
year
would
when
like
they
to-
fucked over Metallica.
God, that was gay.
I'm pretty sure
shit.
Twitter was invented just to shit on the Grammys.
It's trash,
It was.
and I watch it every fucking
I'd
year.
take
Well,
full
yeah,
advantage
because there's
of it.
always a train wreck.
My favorite track on Nirvana Unplugged is "Jesus Doesn't Want Me for a Sunbeam."
That one's great. I fucking
That's
love
my
that one.
favorite. Yeah. Yeah. I just figured I'd throw that in there before you pick another Peach. Or
Hey, that's
No,
cool.
well,
While
I was
we're
gonna
on
say,
subject, let me quick throw mine in. My favorite is Lake of Fire.
excellent choice.
Oh, League of Fire is fucking great.
Oh wait. Oh, that might be tied with The Man Who Sold the World,
Oh, David Bowie, Meat
Which is
Puppets.
a David Bowie cover, but it's so much better than the Bowie version.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
it is. It
I don't even
definitely
like
is.
the Bowie version.
No,
of that
'cause
song.
he gets too spacey with it, and I'm like, shut the
I,
fuck up.
I like at the end of that song on
Go
Unplugged.
dance with Mick Jagger.
I like the end of that song on
Hmm.
Unplugged where Kurt's like, "That's a David Bowie song," and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we know."
Right?
Here's
You
a
fucking know, Kurt.
you know he was Kurt was afraid to play acoustic, so it's an acoustic set, but he has all of his pedals and everything set up and hidden behind a monitor when they play live.
Really?
So everyone's like, it's an acoustic one, but he like does his own nonsense in there too, you know, with his guitar effects and everything like that, because he was nervous about playing live because he didn't think he was that great.
Crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, that's such a great fucking
My favorite
So-
off that one is "Where Did You Sleep Last Night." That's my absolute
Yes.
favorite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Lead Belly.
that's a true American standard, and
It is.
Cobain put so much hurt into it. He's probably the
Yeah.
best white boy to ever sing the blues.
Kid
They-
Cudi with his little duo Wizard did a cover of it, and
Mhm.
I actually like it.
That one's really good
It's
too.
not as good as Nirvana's, but
No.
it's good.
Yeah, but it's great. It's fun to listen to. It's a different take.
Kid Cudi quoted me and shouted out on Twitter when I
Oh,
complimented
yeah?
him on that song. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Don't
Well,
worry
Paul-
about it though. Don't
Well,
fucking worry
Paul
about it.
Meat Sauce Lambert once retweeted me.
Oh God.
And,
Who just got
and,
divorced from fucking Fallon?
Hey, we don't. That's conjecture.
Your conjecture. Anyways.
You're fake news.
Joe Rogan responded to me once and said, "Thanks, dude." I told him we
Did you
listened
get
to his latest
Did you
latest stand-up special, and I wrote, because I was all fucked up, and I wrote, "Listen to your latest special." Pirated it with the boys. It was well worth the money, and he just responded back like, "Dude, thanks," and I was like, "Ah, yeah."
You probably have
Yeah.
a plan to kill you.
All right, so hold up, so okay, we got two in our top five. We got two
Yes.
now.
Yep.
Sam
Yep.
Cooke
Okay.
and Nirvana. All right, so
So we going back around or what?
Yep. We
yeah,
have to.
should we? Who wants to take it next?
Peach, go ahead.
Well, if I'm gonna throw a one in there, I gotta throw in my number one, and it's "How the West Was Won" by Led Zeppelin. I mean,
Yep.
I could support that.
Yep.
Anything Zeppelin does, I can support.
that's actually
Except
why
for Robert Plant's solo records,
Yeah,
I
fuck
can't
that noise.
support those.
this long curly hair, that piece of shit, and his stupid goatee, and him getting fat, and he can't wear any tight pants anymore because he's too fucking fat, and he can't wear any shirts with the buttons undone because he's too fucking fat because he's fucking fat.
Man, I think I'm working out some shit right now. Live on
He's too fucking fat. And I'm too fucking fat. Well,
Okay.
I'll say this. The reason I really like that one is because their version of Stairway to Heaven has a different guitar solo over it.
Really?
Yes, and they tone it
Oh,
back.
I love all the different versions of Stairway to Heaven.
They-
I love them all.
They tone it back a tiny bit. You know, they don't play quite a 25-minute version of Dazed and Confused, but it's still long as fuck.
Right.
But the rest of it's
I only got the
great.
full 25.
What's going on?
Uh,
Yeah, it's
No,
great.
I'm
I
all
love
for
it.
it.
All right, so we got three. It's not that bad.
no, we're getting there.
Jasper,
boys.
read off your top 5 again, Jasper. Read them off.
Okay. Top five.
Wait. Read them number 1 through 5.
Okay. Bob Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood.
Oh, okay.
Viva Terra Lingua by Jerry Jeff Walker. Rust Never Sleeps, Neil Young. Guess Who live at the Paramount. Guess Who. And 5 is Get Your Yayas Out, Rolling Stones.
I think we should talk
It's
more
tough.
about that.
The last one.
Yeah.
I really like, and then I don't know.
This is hard.
I like it a lot, but then again, what I also like about Bob Dylan's is it's Bob Dylan and the band, and they do a greatest hits of both. And Shields, his cover of "Blowing in the Wind" and
It's not a cover. That's his
Don't Think.
song.
Well, I mean version, I should say.
They do a cover of
and
it.
Don't Think Twice.
Who wrote this shit? Was it me?
And don't think twice. It's all right. And the band's cover of Bob Dylan's song. Oh fuck me. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'd fuck you.
I Shall Be Released. Outstanding. I like the band's version better actually, but it's a solid album. I don't know. What do you guys think out of those 5?
I don't know. It's really tough for
Viva-
yours.
See,
I'm gonna go
Shields,
ahead.
You gotta listen to Viva Terra Lingua.
Hey, what-
Because I'm obsessed.
I can tell you this. I'm gonna cross out the band. I'm gonna cross them out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one with yours because because they're all
You guys need to listen to that Guess Who
fucking
live album
cool.
too, because it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, for sure, for definitely. Wow, that sounded really fucking gay.
Al, what do you think?
I don't know, you guys. I gotta be honest with you. I kind of want to throw a fucking Budokan back into the mix.
I knew you were gonna do it.
Out of here.
Okay,
It's a hell
okay,
of a record.
okay. My gripe with Budokan, and it's one I have with a lot of live albums, is that they are so fucking long. And that's one of the reasons why I was conflicted at putting Led Zeppelin number 1, because that record is like, it's just too fucking long. It's not a casual listen. You need to. But then I don't know. I guess it also makes
Well,
it even better because it's
but
like we
each
played a
song-
long fucking.
There's two
set.
different versions of Cheap Trick and Budokan.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly the same thing.
There's the regular live album that they released, and that's only 10 tracks. And then I think at some point they released a full concert
See,
version.
that's the tough thing because when I rank these, I don't know which one I want to throw in because if I do the
Boys, if we want to rank based on length, I mean, Get Your Yayas Out is pretty concise.
well, I'm
and-
not saying that's a make or break. I'm just saying it's like I don't know. I'm looking at Bob Dylan Before the Flood right now, and
The track listing's phenomenal.
this one's pretty dope.
Up on Cripple Creek is a shredder.
I can support Bobby getting in. I mean, he did win a Nobel Prize.
The night they drove Old Dixie down.
I love that song.
Oh my God, it's unreal.
Who-
It ain't me,
that-
babe.
that's-
Dude,
Dude, I love the band.
Is that a cover?
we gotta. Yeah. Wait, which one?
The Night They Drove the Dixie Down.
No, they wrote that.
No,
The
that's
band
the
wrote
band.
that.
Okay.
The band wrote that, and also "It Ain't Me, Babe" is a Bob Dylan song, but the Turtles covered it, and Johnny Cash covered it. That's why I included it as my number 1, just because it's
Yeah, I can get behind
very
that.
culturally
I think
significant.
I think that's deserving.
See, okay, all right, I'll throw it in there. If that's
Yeah.
what you guys are doing, I don't want to start any fights.
well.
Oh, God,
we don't
no.
need to cause a rift amongst the Beatles.
We all the Beatles, the trippy cartoon Beatles.
I've got a
Paul's
new.
a big fat cunt.
Of course I did. I
Hey,
booked
boys.
him. I'm Paul McCartney,
So-
the leader of the Beatles.
We have 4 now. We have Led Zeppelin, we have Nirvana, Sam Cooke, Bob Dylan and the band. Let's pick a 5th.
Hold up. Let's
You
hold-
guys, I
let's
think we
hold
need
the
to
fuck
reconsider
up.
Blink 182.
No. Great record, but of all time, like, come on, definitive
Great.
list.
Record.
Of all my time.
That's true. I mean, I could put that in there.
I could put it in there, honestly.
Hey,
I mean,
you want me
it's
to?
Blink 182, but it's Blink 182.
You want me to throw some out that? I mean, they're not
Please
in.
do.
They're not in any of our lists, but I'm just gonna throw it out just for shits and giggles right now.
Dude, we should put Johnny Cash.
I was gonna say Johnny Cash has to make it in. That one's
Yep.
iconic. But
Yep.
but hold up.
Yep.
I'm just gonna throw out some stuff that we didn't make on any of our lists that are some phenomenal live albums, and
Okay.
that's no one mentioned Frampton Comes Alive. That one was really great.
I've never listened to it. I have to.
It's top selling album or one of the top selling albums of
I just look at his
1976.
fucking picture on the cover and I'm like,
Yeah, I did the same thing. I almost bought it on Record Store Day, and then I was like, no, I'm not
is
buying
it
this
good?
shit.
Is it a good album?
Yeah, it's a good
My
album if you
mom
like
fucking loves
if you like
it.
Frampton. I mean, Frampton's pretty dope. So, nobody mentioned Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore East.
Oh, dude. That's a good one.
But you know, I don't know if that's top 5.
John
That's-
Lennon live at
not
Madison
even
Square
top five.
Garden's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Pink
you know what's
Floyd's
pretty good
Pulse.
Oh, Pulse.
Pulse. But the reason I didn't throw Pulse into mine is because it's the same thing. It's like you don't go to a Pink Floyd concert necessarily to listen to the music. You go for the show.
Right.
You go for like the light
Right.
show and everything. And the last one is AC/DC. If you want blood, you've got it.
Yep,
With
that
Bon
or
Scott.
AC/DC Live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Bon, yeah.
It's got Bon Scott, but AC/DC, if you listen to their live shit, you're like, man, if I want to listen to the same song 25 times in a row, I'll listen to AC/DC. If you want blood, you
See,
got it.
So I got so burnt out on AC/DC for a while there.
Yeah.
And then I started listening to him again before I saw him live here last year. Their Dirty Deeds album and Back in Black,
Agreed.
they are fucking shredders. of
High Voltage
albums.
is really good too.
Dude, Back in Black.
Razor's Edge is another one.
Yep, yeah. But there's Hell's Bells. I mean, what a fucking start to an album, especially with a new lead singer. Your
Right.
fucking old lead singer died, and then you start out with that, and it's
Who,
like
who is basically
kidding
just
me?
a clone of Bon Scott. Like
kind of,
it's
but they're different.
It's almost the high voltage.
Do you know,
rock and
do you know
roll.
that Bon Scott saw Brian Johnson singing live with, I don't remember what the fuck band it was, but I saw this on VH1 actually. It was one of those little snippets that they do in the commercials.
Yeah.
And he's like, he pretty much handpicked him for AC/DC. Not necessarily if he died.
That's super
but
weird.
he was just
That's
like,
super
Yeah,
weird.
it's very weird. But he was just like, I really like this guy. And
Have you
Yeah.
ever listened to Crocus?
no, I've heard of him though.
If you like Crocus, if you like AC/DC, you'll like Crocus.
Okay. Dude, I don't know. Back in Black album shreds. Absolutely shreds.
Anyway,
Guys,
we're
I
getting
haven't-
distracted.
I have another unmentioned outlier to throw into the mix.
Throw it in.
It's yet another unplugged
Oh, Alice in Chains.
Pearl Jam.
They haven't. Oh,
See, I
I've never listened to it.
I really like Pearl Jam's Unplugged album, but it's because I'm a big Pearl Jam fan.
Yeah. How is Black?
Yeah, I guess that's probably fair.
Their version of Black Unplugged. How is that? Because I love that song. That's my favorite Pearl Jam song.
That's your favorite Pearl Jam song?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
Dude, it's a deep. I don't know. It's not a deep cut, but it's
It's just a different one. I don't know.
yeah.
Well, I guess I'll throw mine
Well,
out.
or,
My
or Yellow Ledbetter, dude.
Oh, that
Yellow
one's
Ledbetter.
that one's great.
Oh,
Make
that
me
guitar
cry.
work. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
one's
God.
great.
It's
My
Scott
favorite
is
is
it Scott or Mike McCready?
So it's Mike. It's
Mike
Mike.
McCready. Mike McCready. Yeah. Who was also in Mad Season when him and Lane Staley were fucking
Before Lane Staley decided
in rehab, and then he fucking OD'd.
when
after
all of
that.
Alice in Chains OD'd at
Yeah.
some point.
Right.
Besides Jerry
No.
Cantrell is the only one who can keep his shit together.
That guitar lick in that fucking song, it is some of the finest guitar work I've ever heard in
You
my
know,
life.
it's funny that I rip on you for Porch because, or not for Porch, or for Black because my favorite Pearl Jam song is Porch, and I don't think that's hardly anyone's.
It's pretty obscure, but I don't know.
What
Everyone
the
has their
fuck
own
is this
favorite.
world? Come here too, you didn't. Leave a message,
Yeah.
Mister. Could have divorced
Is that
from
how it
master.
goes?
Yeah. Well, the only thing that sucks is, have you ever watched Pearl Jam's Unplugged, the record, like the video up to it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, they're all like, we're activists, and like Eddie Vedder gets up
Oh.
on, and he writes like, I can't
God.
remember. He writes some shit on his arm, like I don't remember.
course he does.
Some kind of like, make love, no, I don't know, some kind of bullshit like that.
No,
And it's while they're singing Porch, and I'm like, this song is really good, but you ruined
War
it
is
for
the
me
answer,
when you're
Peach.
like, Okay,
I saw
so
him live, dude. I saw him in New Orleans.
oh, did you? That would have been fucking cool. I'd
Yeah,
like
I
to
was-
see him live.
Yeah, I saw them with
Was
Red
Eddie
Hot Chili
Vedder
Peppers, Van Morrison.
was Eddie Vedder drinking a bottle of wine the whole time he was singing?
He was drinking some wine, actually. Now that I think of it,
Yeah,
and
that's
it,
like-
it was pretty awesome.
That's his staples. He's just hammering wine while he's yeah.
Dude, oh, what's that YouTube where it's like heard lyrics or
Misheard
It's what-
lyrics.
yeah, misheard lyrics. Yeah, it's genius for even flow.
Oh,
Our
especially
listeners
for
should check that out.
Eddie Vedder. Half the time you're like, what the fuck did he just? I'm pretty sure he just mumbled, like he just had some kind of. He had a bunch of rocks in his mouth, and he's.
Well, how did
trash.
that go?
You heard me, bitch.
Okay, so let's rank these boys. So
Hold
we
up,
got-
hold up, hold up. Okay, read the five we came up with.
Okay, here's the 5. Not in any particular order. Johnny Cash live at Folsom. That's iconic. It's probably the best live country album. Led Zeppelin. We got Nirvana Unplugged. Sam Cooke live at the Coco Cabana. Bob Dylan and the band Before the Flood.
All right, Sam Cooke's number 5.
Oh, fuck you.
I'd agree with that. As
It
much
is-
as I love Sam.
It is for me.
You guys don't even know. You never even heard the record.
It's number 5
No,
for me.
Okay, that's true.
All right, whatever. Go on.
I just look at the other ones. And
Well, that's how I'm coming up with it. It's just that
Yep.
those other ones are
Okay.
like I fucking conic, and the Sam Cooke
Right.
one just isn't. It's just not. I don't know.
It
I'm
is
sorry,
in
Al.
certain circles.
It's yeah. It's,
Sophisticated circles.
oh, okay. People who drink
So
Kona Big
full
Wave.
circle. Yeah, that's right. I don't drink no cheap shit. Except I
Yeah,
totally do.
me either. I'm drinking Jim Beam Black.
On accident.
So I'm cultured. I'm cultured. And by the way, I'm starting to feel this shit a little bit. By the way, I don't know if anyone can tell.
Yeah, I'm slurring myself, boys. What's number 4 then?
I have no fucking clue. Jesus, it's just gonna be really hard.
Led Zepp?
I think Led Zeppelin's higher. Higher than
We could
4.
probably put Led Zeppelin at 3, and then Johnny at 4.
Oh, Johnny
Nah,
at
Johnny's
4.
gotta be top 3.
Yeah,
I
Johnny's.
think Johnny's 2, Zeppelin's 3,
Yeah, you're probably
Dylan's
right.
4, and Nirvana's 1.
I don't know about Nirvana number 1.
No, because
I mean, you guys, this is a collective Beer Tunes list, and we all had it in our top 5.
that's true. But I like Johnny Cash live at Folsom better than. I mean,
Well, that's fine. That's your opinion. It just
Yeah, that's
happens to
true.
be wrong.
Okay,
fuck you.
I don't know if I can do Nirvana Unplugged number 1. And the only reason
I can put it at 2.
Well, then I quit the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard our third member denounce his membership of our podcast.
it was only
Well,
a
I just
matter
met
of
a
time.
nice girl who
Can you
kinda
turn
looks
in your
like
password and
Yoko Ono.
username, please, for all of our social media accounts?
Oh, I never got him, you dick. Whatever.
Always.
Me and Yoko are gonna have a hell of a time.
Of course you are.
Okay,
let's
okay.
put it at number 2.
No, hold up. The only reason I can't put it at number 1 is because I would honestly put Led Zeppelin number 1, just because it's fucking Led Zeppelin
Because
live.
it's Zeppelin. I could agree with that. I'm fine with putting Dylan at 4.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I
Okay.
think that's where he belongs.
Okay, we'll put that at 4. Led Zeppelin at 1. Johnny Cash at 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Nirvana goes no lower than 2, or I quit the band.
Yeah, that's
we don't-
true.
We don't need a riff.
What
here.
is NME? What is NME again? What does that stand for?
What the hell are you
That's-
talking about?
That yeah. What
Hold on. I'm looking them up.
what kind of filthy
The
pig Latin are you
the
fucking speaking
the
right
the,
now?
the music news website NME. You never heard of them?
I've heard of them.
What's a
See, you guys
website?
heard about this?
Is it what does it stand for?
I don't know.
What's it like? News,
I could come
music,
up with-
and
I could come up with something really obnoxious for it, but I won't.
I feel like it's New Musical Express.
Hmm.
They ranked Nirvana's Unplugged number 1.
We're happy for them.
And I'll tell you this: out of all the lists I looked at, none of them had Led Zeppelin in the top 10.
Really?
I think
Well,
maybe a few had them, but not anywhere close to number 1.
well, I'm just gonna safely say that all of them suck balls because they're not the Beer Tunes podcast.
Are you guys
It's
settling?
aggressive.
Are you guys settling on Led Zeppelin #1?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not
all
gonna
for
fight
it.
on it.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
so
it's
here's-
more fun if we debate this
No.
shit.
No, here's we're all Led Zeppelin fans, and we've discussed this ad nauseum.
Het
How much we
nauseam.
all love, and that's why we all fucking bitch about what our favorite Led Zeppelin album is. That honestly, whenever
Even
we
though
have
all
this
know
fucking
it's Zeppelin
podcast,
for it.
okay. Whenever we have this fucking podcast, we always get into the goddamn Led Zeppelin argument every single fucking time, and it's because we all have passion for that band.
That's true.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to. It really does. You know, we don't get this kind of debate versus, I mean, with the Stones, as much as they're my favorite, then we got Al's and Jake loves the Dan. We don't get the kind of debate that we do around Led Zeppelin. And I think that's good.
You know why?
So Zeppelin 1,
wait.
Nirvana 2.
You know why I like this How the West Was Won album a whole bunch too? It's because they have this Bron Your Our stomp.
That's on there.
Yeah. And I really,
I'm
really
voting it
like
number
that
one, and I haven't
song.
even listened to it.
I really like that song. Well,
It's a great song.
it's basically the song
I've
remains the
listened to the song
same.
remains the same 1,000 fucking
Yeah,
times. but-
it's almost the same thing. It's just better versions of the songs on that.
Okay, well, I'm down. So here's what we got. We got Led Zeppelin. How the West Was Won is number 1. Number 2, I like this too because it's different. Because I don't want to be a basic bitch and fucking throw Nirvana Unplugged.
Too late.
That's
You are a
basic.
basic bitch.
Fuck you.
Well, you know
Number
why?
2,
You know why this is hard is because our top
we're Elite
fives were
Musical Minds.
no, our top fives were just so different. I didn't
Oh, yeah.
expect that. I didn't expect that right out of the gate, and they were so
should
we
have.
different.
we had one overlap. It was phenomenal. I like that though. It's different. It introduces our listeners to a like unbelievable variance in live albums, especially Viva Terrolingo. Like, who the fuck knows what that is?
Yeah, that's true.
Jerry Jeff Walker, my favorite country artist. I'm just gonna go out and say that. Okay, so I'm gonna get through this top 5. What we determined: Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won is number 1. Number 2 is Nirvana Unplugged. Number 3 is Johnny Cash Live at Folsom. Number 4 is Bob Dylan and the Band Before the Flood. And number 5 is Sam Cooke Live at the Coco.
Al
The
Hop-
Coco.
Coca. Jeez.
Copa.
Copa. I'm
Jasper's
fucked up.
wasted.
Live at the Coco, baby.
I've gone
You know,
completely
the Coco
pear-shaped.
Cabana.
Hey.
It's the chocolate. It's the chocolatiest spot north of Havana.
You heard it
Is
here
that
first,
a-
baby.
is that a
Live at the
racial reference that you just
Coco.
made there?
No, it's a joke on your dumb use of the English language.
Sam Cooke is pretty cocoa.
Jeez, bud.
Wow. You want to know what Rolling Stone ranked their number 1 live album of all time out of 50?
I would love to know.
It was James Brown Live at the
Indigo
Apollo.
Girls Live.
Oh,
Oh, fuck that.
James
Fuck
Brown
that.
Live at the Apollo.
Okay, so the Rolling Stones were huge fans of him, and they had to.
Wait,
play
wait. No,
after him.
not like the Rolling Stones the band, like Rolling Stone the magazine.
I know.
Oh, I thought
I
you were
know.
talking. Okay.
No, but okay, so fucking people were crazy about James Brown. I fucking personally can't stand the bastard. The guy sucked. I can't. You can't.
I feel good.
Yeah, it's like okay. I mean, we get his bit. Fucking doing the splits and shit, hopping around like an idiot.
Some
The-
real.
the Stone-
there's some deep hate here.
Well, the
Well,
fucking
Jasper has always preferred Little Richard.
That's true. Who I mean, who
dude.
doesn't?
Tutti Frutti though.
You are Tutti Frutti.
The Stones had to follow up. They had to like follow. Yes, Peach.
Oh shit. Keep going. I gotta find some for you guys.
Well,
Just
there
keep
there was a show where the Stones were. I think they were headlining, and James Brown fucking played them in for the most part, and he just brought the house down. And the Stones were like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, we gotta fucking follow this up," and it just was lackluster. It was not James Brown, but I don't know if that was exactly at the Apollo because you could understand why people didn't like the Stones as much.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know. I fucking James Brown sucks. I hate
Live
that
at
guy.
the Apollo. One of my favorite jokes that I used to drop all the time was, "What is this amateur hour at the Apollo?" Yep. See, it gets the same
Genius.
reception every time. Nobody fucking laughs, but I keep saying it.
Genius.
I was gonna say, on that Queen Live at Wembley record, they do a cover of Tutti Frutti.
Do they really?
Yep, they do a whole bunch
course
of
they do.
interesting stuff.
I just listened to an Elvis record that I bought recently, and he
I
did a
listened
cover
to
of
it.
Tutti Frutti.
Or not
It's
listen
pretty
to it. I
good.
saw that.
That's the Elvis. I can't remember what the album. I think it's just Elvis Presley, but the Clash did their London Calling album
Yep.
based on that, and that's a whole other rabbit hole. We'll get into that when we get into a punk rock conversation.
Oh,
But
geez, punk is gonna be weird.
it is going to be strange. But
You guys, I want to
Calling's
do
gonna
an
be the best one.
episode devoted entirely to TV themes.
I'm down. Straight up.
And
That's
I want to
doable.
do it next.
I don't know about next.
And I'm telling you right
I
now,
don't think-
I'm telling you right now, the number one is going to be the Cheers theme.
Well, then you're already
Oh.
wrong.
No, you're an idiot.
It's-
number
no.
one is Full House.
no, it's all bullshit. Number one is the intro to All That.
No, let's fight about it.
That's a terrible name.
All that. No, just me.
Well, boys.
Well,
now
hold
that
up,
we got,
hold up. Let me say one more thing about live albums before I move on. If you listen to the deluxe album of this Queen Live at Wembley one, they do their like they have the original set list and then they throw in some extra live recordings of songs that they have. So on the first side they have Another One Bites the Dust. They do, and it's real fun. It's real cool. It's Queen. But then
Yep.
they do it they throw in another one on their deluxe, and you could. This must have been when what's his nuts Freddie Mercury was dying of AIDS because they introed a song, and Freddie Mercury just goes, "Yeah, okay. Anyway, here's Another One Bites the Dust," and they all start playing it. And it's this huge fucking. They're playing in front of this giant stadium, and he's just like, "Ah, it's Another One Bites the Dust." You know it. Anyway,
No, I thought that was pretty good.
so that's our top
Huh.
5.
All right, before we wrap up here, I just invented a new segment.
Go
I'm
on.
calling it Final Thoughts. Peach, go.
No, you can't put me on the spot like that, Jesus. But I was gonna say,
Jasper, go.
I was gonna say we should bullshit here for like another couple minutes because I'm having a good time.
Well, final thoughts is part of bullshitting. That's an excellent segment, Al. My final thoughts are
No longer than 32 minutes, please.
no.
32-minute segment or just Jasper talking?
Just Jasper talking.
Oh, all right.
Me talking? What? No. A big part of an artist and their persona is the live performance. And I have personally have seen a lot of concerts, a lot of the classics. I don't know. I've seen quite a few, but it's a big deal for me personally to judge an artist, and I think that R5 is pretty phenomenal.
It's good, but it's not
Honestly.
perfect.
Yeah,
Of
but it's
course
better
you
than
don't
Rolling
think
Stones
so.
live at the fucking Apollo. Kiss my ass with that shit.
You mean James Brown?
Yeah, the Rolling Stone magazine picked that. That's
Oh, I thought you
disease.
meant shit. Never mind.
This is getting cute. This is turning into an Abbott and Costello bit.
It was good. We're still
No.
rolling.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like our choices. I'm a big fan, and live albums matter.
Yeah, they do.
Al, your concluding
I
thoughts?
really like live albums.
Well, I have several thoughts. First of all, fuck you, Jasper. Secondly, fuck you, Peaches, for drinking Jim Beam during the Beer Tunes podcast.
Whatever.
Yeah, fuck you, Peach.
It's not called the Party Liquor podcast.
Jasper before this shit was telling me maybe I'll just break up my Jameson. Maybe I'll do that, and then he didn't.
Yeah, Jasper talks tough, but everyone knows he can't drink Jameson like me.
Fuck you.
I'm the king of drinking Jameson. That's why I had to quit drinking Jameson.
I got it on lock right fucking now.
Well, how about you pour a drink of Jameson and we finish it off while you're drinking that drink of Jameson?
Perfect. I'll have one more beer.
Come on,
Me
pour.
drinking Jameson?
Yeah, you. You're the
Oh,
only one
No,
with Jameson.
Some other guy who talks tough
No.
shit.
No, fuck you. Fuck you both. I'm gonna do it right now.
Jesus,
out of my
Jas-
sweet
Jasper is upset.
out of my
Luke?
sweet America
What else is
glasses.
new?
Hey,
You guys
well,
see this is a fucking bullet in this glass. How sick is that?
that actually is pretty sick. I like that. For those
Shout
of
out
you,
to Grant Rademacher for buying me that.
for everyone just listening, because we're not gonna have any video of this for a long time, I don't think.
Oh, yeah,
Not
you're
ever.
Right.
But Jasper's glass had a bullet going through the side of it, and it was pretty cool. Too bad it
What is
wasn't. Too bad it wasn't my head.
Damn.
I
That's some off
I
air
wi-
shit. man.
I wish you would Kurt Cobain me tonight.
Oh damn! Don't you mean Courtney Love You?
All right, Peach. What's your concluding thoughts?
I don't know. I think this is our best podcast to date.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of the first one when Jake said a lot of awesome shit.
Yeah, well, Jake said a lot of weird shit. We're gonna have to do another one at the next Beer Tunes meetup. We're gonna have to do one and have another
Hey,
guest.
by the way, I got a date for that.
All right, shoot it to me right now because I've got some
No way. No one will
conflicts.
ever go out with you.
I mean that can be arranged too, but that kind of a date. No, the 13th, the weekend of the 13th, we can do for a preemptive Beer Tunes club
Oh,
get together.
Not gonna work.
You got shit going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the Northern Invasion Festival in Wisconsin.
And
What
I'm going to
about
be
the
at the
27th?
Northern Gentlemen's Club.
Wait, what about what now?
27th of May.
Oh, of May. Oh yeah, I can do that. Wait, hold up. That's a Tuesday.
Wait, what?
Oh shit, never mind. I'm in June.
Man, you guys are dumb.
Yeah, I could do the 27th.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. We can
Wow, that's
have a
settled.
club meeting then. But
You heard it
Nice
right.
little on-air scheduling meeting.
Right here on the Beer Tunes podcast, we're just scheduling the next Beer Tunes Club meetup.
yeah, guests are invited. If you want to be on the podcast, just come on up, Magic City. Let's go.
If you're hot, you get on twice as fast.
Yes, and you get on
Chicks
again.
and dudes.
and dogs.
Keep
If you have
welcome
if
to
you have a
me.
dog, bring your dog.
But only if it's like super hot.
Yeah, only if the dog is
Right.
super hot.
Yeah. We only want hot dogs.
Only hot dogs, no cold dogs.
All right, boys.
No, wait, hold up. My final. Are you gonna finish that drink while we finish this out?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere until you finish that Jameson.
Well, don't pound it. Jesus.
Oh, come on. You're ruining the bit.
Yeah. Well, we were gonna have fun.
another.
Yeah, you
Have
should
another. I still have plenty of beer left.
Yeah,
I'm
look-
not leaving this podcast until my beer is gone.
I gotta drink this yet.
Yeah, Peach, you and me, we'll do it without Jasper.
Jasper, you signing off? Is this just gonna be an Al and Peach solo thing or
This will be
duo
the
thing?
end of Beer Tunes and just the
I
beginning.
don't
of
want our
drinking.
5 listeners to blow their heads off.
Jasper,
I don't want.
no
Kurt
one's
Cobain
ever been
times
that excited and happy that they've blown their heads off in a manic hysteria.
I disagree.
10.
I don't know. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I got a couple more minutes in me.
Yeah.
It's not even 9 o'clock yet.
I'll
I
say.
don't have to work until 7 a.m., so I'm good to party until at least 3 a.m. Why are you laughing?
No, I was just gonna say because you were like, yeah, I got nothing going on, but I have a fucking final at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
That sounds awful. I have to be at work at 7:30.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's cute.
I will say, so for my honorable mention, we'll get back on the topic of music here instead of wild, typical our conversations. But
You see, I kind of wanted to transition out of music towards the end.
the Duke Ellington.
I'm trying to
live at
transition
Newport-
into being a girl, so there's that.
Okay, Caitlin, you're beautiful and brave.
Brave.
You're a hero.
I'm kidding. What were you saying? What were you saying, Jasper?
Oh, the Duke Ellington live at Newport is phenomenal. I can listen to that anytime. And what's best about jazz, and I guess this is kind of big band jazz, but what I like most about that is you can do other things. Like, I can't function that well when I'm trying to listen to lyrics for some reason. Like, my mind always tries to follow what they're trying to say, I guess. So jazz is just much easier to concentrate, especially doing like schoolwork or testing or whatever that is.
I listen to it when I'm hungover. I throw it on in the morning when you're just laying in bed.
Really?
Yeah, and you're like shit, and you just throw on that concert,
God.
like the orchestra kind of nonsense. Yeah, that blues.
Yeah. It's jazz, but it's like big band jazz.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, because
I have
to it.
I have Duke Ellington live in concert at the Virgin Islands on
Do you?
vinyl. Yeah, I bought it when we were in Colorado.
Do you know what my late grandfather has in his basement of Duke Ellington?
It's not. They're in Fargo when they do it, right?
Yeah, live in Fargo, 1940.
1940.
Yeah, how sweet is that?
Have you
I gotta
ever
go snag that.
have you ever read
I'd
about?
like to listen to that.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. Yeah, dude, you should bring it out for when we come out,
It
May
is.
27th.
You know what? I will have it up here by then. That'd be very cool. We could listen to it and drink hard alcohol. It'd be great.
Hell yeah.
You'd be lit.
Except I'm gonna not eat as much goddamn pizza this time. Last time I ate way too much pizza and I barely made it through the night.
There's a pretty good pizza place up here. It's called Night Train. Shout out to Night Train. Not there's
Like-
no fucking way they're listening to this right now. But
Like the Guns N' Roses song. I'm on the night train.
Yeah, no. When we're hammered, we'll probably order pizza. That's probably gonna happen.
Nah, we'll bring food. You
Cool.
better make that dip that Jake makes.
Jake can come up here and make it
this
himself.
is becoming less of a podcast and more of a conversation.
No, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
a
what I'm saying. We gotta
podcast
sign
is.
out.
All right, if you guys are talking about Jake's dip, that's some pretty inside baseball shit.
It is pretty.
People will enjoy it. People will enjoy it.
I mean, I love Jake's dip, but the general public doesn't know anything about it.
Whatever. All right. Well,
Boys.
then sign us out, fucking Jasper. Give us a 30-minute outro. Or 30,
Yeah, Kaiser.
Well,
30 second. I mean.
we kind of got derailed there for a little while, but to our dedicated listeners that do enjoy the podcast, the 3 of you that are out there,
we don't have
thank
any.
you very much. Well, yeah, I guess I'm giving us a little bit of the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt there.
Well,
but,
yeah, because I'm the only one that even listens to this shit. You
That's
guys
true.
don't.
That's not true. We've got a devout following.
The only thing I hate more than the sound of my own voice is the sound of your guys' voices.
Well, with
Banger.
that-
That's it. We're done. Peace
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
See you, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace.